Hey guys, so I thought I would go ahead and film a getting ready style video today. I know I've been doing a lot of these, but they're fun and they're easy to film, so why not? It's date night again. I believe the last face the day that I did was also a date night look, but this is going to be super casual. Nothing super fancy. I'm just going to do a bit of contouring and bronzing, but other than that it's pretty standard. Just gonna go ahead and get started. First thing I'm gonna do is moisturize. This is the Equate Naturally Beaming Daily Moisturizer. It's the same one I use every time. While that sinks in a little bit, I'm gonna go ahead and apply some lip balm. This is the EOS Lip Balm in Strawberry Sorbet. For foundation, no surprise here, I'm going to be using the Rimmel London Lasting Finish 25 Hour Foundation in True Ivory. You guys can see my skin is a bit of a mess. I've been doing a lot of breaking out lately. I'm not really sure what the culprit is. I haven't really been using a lot of new products on my face or anything. I think it's just stress related. But definitely need to cover that up. Nobody wants to see that. Sorry that you guys have to. And I'm just going to dot this on. And I'm just going to blend that today with the Sigma Flat Kabuki brush. This is the F80. It's dirty because I've been using it. I actually caked on probably a little bit more than is what was necessary, but the great thing about this foundation is it doesn't tend to cake up a lot. So if you get a little bit too much, it's not really a big deal. Obviously, if you go totally crazy, it's a problem, but generally, it's not so bad. And it doesn't dry down really quickly or anything, so you can kind of dot it all over your face and not worry about it. Some foundations you really gotta work quickly with. This one's very forgiving. I really like this brush. It does the job. I like the e.l.f. flat top powder brush too, and all of the other kabuki style brushes from Sigma. They all work pretty much the same in my opinion. I'm just going to pat this in a little bit with my hands just to get rid of any brush strokes. Again, this foundation is very easy to work with, so you don't get a ton of that, but you know, can never be too careful. Under eye circles, this is the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Eraser Dark Circle Treatment in Fair. Same as always. You guys are probably getting tired of seeing me use this, but I love it. Just under my eyes, focusing especially on the inner corner of my eye because it's been getting really, really dark lately. Bring it down a little bit lower than I usually do, just because I did a little bit more than probably was necessary. And I'm going to use that same brush to blend that, because I have it here. And I'm going to go over it with my fingers too, like I said. Same thing, just making sure that it's totally blended. Like I said, this is a pretty casual look. We're just going to grab some dinner with some friends, so not at all a fancy evening occasion. I think I'm gonna have fajitas. One thing I do want to do though is go ahead and try to conceal some of these hideous blemishes, and I'm gonna try out this e.l.f. Cover Everything Concealer for this. I haven't used this in a long time, so I can't even remember if I like it. This is the shade in Light, so hopefully this will work. It's kind of thick. We'll see. I've also got a little redness here, a little bump or bite of some sort. Not really sure what the deal is with that, but I'm going to cover that. And my sunspot. I'm not crazy about this concealer. I'm finding it's kind of hard to blend, but it covers well. I guess that's why it's Cover Everything Concealer. I guess really good coverage means it's going to be a little bit thicker. So, you know, I guess you get one or the other, not both. For powder, I'm going to use the e.l.f. High Definition Powder. It's just a loose powder. I showed this in my recent favorites video. I like this a lot. It's very lightweight, very finely milled. A little bit goes a long way. Not crazy about loose powder in general because of that, as you can see it flying everywhere, but this one's good, so I'm going to use it. And that's just going to set everything. Looking good. The blush that I'm going to use today is the e.l.f. Contouring Blush and Bronzing Powder Duo, and this is in St. Lucia, and that's what the blush looks like. It's just a really pretty peachy pink color with lots of shimmer. Nice for a evening look. And I'm applying this with my Sigma Duo Fiber brush. It's very, very dirty and well loved and well used because I really like this brush a lot for blush. I'm going to contour a little bit using another e.l.f. product. This is the e.l.f. Healthy Glow Bronzing Powder, and unfortunately the packaging is broken, but I love this powder. It is entirely matte, and I'm just going to use a little angled bronzer brush from Coastal Scents to apply this right into the hollows of my cheeks and my temples, you know, everywhere that you contour. So, and this is another one that you really need to use a light hand with, because a little bit goes a long way. But it's beautiful. I don't know if you guys can see a difference, but it makes a huge difference to me. Slims up my face nicely. Which, you know, can't hurt. There. Easy peasy. Let's go ahead and do some eyeshadow here. I'm going to use this Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Shadow Pencil in Sin on my eyelids today, and it's going to act as a base for my eyeshadow. Just apply it to my eyes and blend it out with my finger. That I'm going to use today is Urban Decay as well, and it's Sin, so the shadow form of that shadow pencil. The brush that I'm going to use to apply that is the e.l.f. Eyeshadow C Brush. Just going to put this all over my lids, right where I just placed that shadow pencil. And all that shadow pencil was just to give my eyeshadow a base to stick to. I don't have particularly oily lids, but I still like to use a base so that my eyeshadow stays put, doesn't crease. You guys know the drill. There we go. And I'm just going to do a little bit of very, very light crease work. I'm going to use Naked with my Sigma Tapered Blending Brush, my E40. Sorry, I keep popping out of frame there. And I'm just kind of placing this in my crease. Not worried too much about precision. It's a very light color. You can't really go wrong with this color. And I'm going to do a tiny bit of Buck just to further deepen that crease. It's a matte brown, a couple of shades darker than Naked. And because I applied Naked first, Buck goes on and blends out very, very easily and nicely. Okay, that's it. Just going to highlight, and for my highlight shade I'm just going to use my finger, and I think I'm going to use Wet n Wild's Brulee, just because I don't really want a shimmery brow bone highlight today. Before I do my liner, I'm just going to go ahead and fill in my brows quickly. I'm going to use this e.l.f. Professional Eyelash and Brow Wand. Just to comb through, and my e.l.f. eyebrow kit in medium to fill them in. brush that I'm using to do this is just a Coastal Scents angled brush. This one's a little bit stiffer than the one I usually use, so it's a little bit more obvious that I filled in my brows there, so I'm just going to go back with that brow wand and brush them out. Make it look a little bit more natural. And then go ahead and line my eyes. Just going to use a liner pencil today, Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Pencil in 0. Really close to my lash line. No wings. No fancy anything. Pretty straightforward liner. And I'm just going to smudge that out a little bit with my finger before it sets and doesn't move. It's the great thing about those 24/7 liners, they don't budge once they set. Liner's done. Well, on the top it's done. I'm going to add a little bit of that into my waterline as well. Curl my lashes, my e.l.f. mechanical eyelash curler. CoverGirl Lash Blast Volume, I believe this is, yes. My camera battery is flashing, so I gotta hurry and finish this before it dies. And lastly for lips, I'm just going to apply this e.l.f. Essential Lipstick from their dollar line in Classy. Just a pretty pink. And on top of that, I'm just going to add a little bit of gloss. This is the e.l.f. Super Glossy Lip Shine in Cherry. Okay, there's the finished look. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. I'm going to go and do my hair now because it's a hot mess. Maybe go through these eyebrows one more time because they're looking a little crazy. But that's the final look. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this, and I'll talk to you later. Bye everyone.